Hello, welcome to Synchrony, the means to connect with your inner wisdom. Let's talk about how we become hyper aware of our intuition. That hyper awareness is cultivated through something called full body listening. Now, ESP, extrasensory perception, an outdated term for your intuitive sense. Have you ever wished that you had that extra sense? That you were intuitive? Well, the good news is that we're all intuitive, even you. And we don't have a special sixth sense to gather information. What I call the intuitive sense is made up of 19 senses that we use to connect with our intuition. How do you increase your connection to your inner wisdom? You do that through what I call full body listening. Now, you may be asking yourself, how can I listen with my entire body? I only have 2 ears. Full body listening is moving past how we normally perceive the world and our interaction with the world. It is a state of hyper awareness in which we really engage the world with our full body. Full body listening is more than internal and external listening. It's a way of befriending our bodies. Every time we stop, breathe, and notice the sensations in our body, mind, and spirit, we strengthen the relationship with our inner wisdom. We might notice aches and pains, and in noticing them, we discover the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual roots of a misalignment. The more we know about our body, the better prepared we are to respond to our intuitive nudges. Now, in full body listening, we are paying attention to the 4 aspects of our body, or of our self. And those are our body, or the physical, our mind, which could be thoughts and images, they could be words. The mind is how we process our information. Our heart is our emotions. And the spirit, this is the etheric connection that we have to all. These 4 aspects speak to us in a variety of ways. And we listen to them using all 5 of our senses. So we're going to listen with our sight, with our hearing, with our sense of touch, with our sense of smell, and our sense of taste. So let's talk a little bit more about the 4 aspects. The mind, this is more than just the brain and our ability to process. Intuition may come in thoughts, words, images. That's the part of us that's really hearing what's coming across, sometimes the etheric, or is coming across the etheric connection. In the heart, you may feel strong emotions that feel out of place. You may become suddenly really sad, but have no clue about why you're sad. Spiritual, you might feel an etheric connection to someone. Maybe you feel the need to call a good friend because you just can't get them off your mind. And so it's that connection is pulling you. Now, these mind, heart, and spirit cues manifest in your spirit, in your physical body. Your heart might race. You might feel a pain in your body. You might feel a prickle down the back of your spine and feel that someone is looking at you. These are all examples of how our intuition is trying to get our attention. Full body listening is the first step. It's being aware that your intuition is talking to you, and when we really pay attention to what's going on in our physical body, we can discover what it is saying. So it's important that we really do pay attention, that we be here now in our physical body so that we really don't miss what's happening. That's the first step, is to be aware. The next step is to figure out what your intuition is saying to you. The more you practice, the more full body listening will be your go-to awareness state. This is the step about identifying what your intuition is saying. So hearing those little cues that your intuition is saying. The next steps are discussed in another video found on my YouTube channel, and it's called Intuitive Signs. So one last thought about full body listening. When we engage full body listening, we need not loudly share that information we receive with everyone. Sometimes the information is just for us. Full body listening is a tool for strengthening the connection between your intent and your action. The more we practice, the more refined our ability to listen with all aspects of our bodies and of our personage. So we might become very aware of the tight feeling in our stomach. And what does that mean? So we go into the heart aspect and we notice that we're really stressed. We're feeling really stressed about something. Or maybe we need to make a phone call to someone, and that will relieve that tension. But our body and our heart aspect are working together. So the other thing I was saying is that you can't get someone out of your mind. You really feel like you need to call them, and you do. Your spiritual or etheric connection was working with your mind. So the four aspects do not work independently, they work interdependently. So the more we practice, the more refined our ability to listen becomes. We recognize the nudges, and then we begin to respond to the nudges. So full body listening is really the power, I believe, behind living an intuitive life. Thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this. Catch you next week.